And that's a prime example.
And Murphy is going after Norm Nixon. Hayes got away from Kupchak and Kareem. Loose ball with 15 seconds, and Johnson has it, and he throws up a prayer.
And he
good. Magic Johnson throws up a prayer. This could be Houston's big chance. Malone inside, triple team.
Too much coaching for it, at least the top 4 guys.
And we're underway, and hope you enjoy this game and the NBA campaign on CBS in the Lakers' control.
In bunches quicker than anyone because they play good defense and they got a great fast break.
And they got a great fast.
They're tough tonight.
Elvin Hayes, short with the turnaround, but he's got Moses Malone. You know, he was tired of the double and triple teaming he had in Washington, so he'll feel better. Moses Malone will feel better, the fact that they're not going to be able to double either guy. Jamal will bench.
I don't think you see too much of that.
Malone, turnaround.
Bad luck on a couple of shots there. You can't call it bad luck. That's bad shooting in this layup.
Missed a couple off the rim. Scoring Murphy coming off the bench. Now a 4-point lead for Houston. Kareem comes back. That's the first time we've seen him. They'll wait for Hayes and Malone to get inside. Dunleavy going for 3. He's got it. Mike Dunleavy. Kupchak has joined the Lakers. They're still looking for more scoring coming off the bench. Nixon hits that shot, and Nixon will bring the ball up sometimes. Magic depends on the situation. Wilkes got away from his man, Robert. So far, has spent this early game outside, double team, but scores over Kareem nonetheless. A lot of guys Kareem would rather face.
Look what I found.
A lot of guys he'd rather face than Moses Malone, I'm sure, for this opening game. Nixon, good movement on Dunleavy, and more Nixon. Right away from the defensive board. Magic goes up with the shot, and that one finally falls for him. Fourth game of the playoffs last year. Kareem loses the ball, yells for a foul from Jack Madden, and gets no respect. Henderson feeding Dunleavy. Point lead again, and that's about the way it's gone with 4.5 to play, first quarter. Nixon double team, scores anyway. He's an improved player, says Paul Westhead, but Nixon loses the ball in a 4-on-1, but the one is Kareem, and Murphy wisely puts up the tempo. 2:25 remaining, first quarter. Nixon pounding Murphy inside, and Norm. Rockets don't want to commit a lot of fouls or commit a lot of turnovers, and so far they haven't. That one drops for Moses Malone and the Lakers. And there's a tremendous block inside by Malone. And if the Rockets don't have the break, they'll set it up. And Murphy, Henderson on the interception, puts it in. Elvin Hayes and Allen Level is in at guard for Houston. Moses Malone, redoubtable on the offensive board.
And if he's shooting, what you have to do almost.
Eddie Jones shooting. And of course, there are no moments in the playoffs last year. Malone double teamed outside, goes to the hoop, and it drops for him. Here, Landsberger rejected by Malone, and here's a 3-on-2 by the Lakers. That's Moses' 4th block. And a jump shot level, and Houston running more than they'd like to run, and certainly Del Harris got a tremendous shot by Malone with Cooper deflected by Level. Wilkes goes inside, and Jamal
Outstanding play by
the point guard, and Elvin Hayes will come back in. Rotating guards, rotating forwards as Malone. Not easy to figure out.
What's the difference between the illegal defense and the zone?
No, illegal is spelled Z-O-N-E.
Oh.
And they set a record for playoff victories on the road last year. The turnover, Nixon. Johnson, Magic with a fake and a score. Fouls. Elvin off the glass, and Kareem, a rare shot of Kareem bringing the ball up. Magic goes up. And Magic Johnson.
Game down by picking up and keeping pressure on full time.
Turnover, Dixon ahead of the field. Malone will catch him. Norm Nixon. Malone in the game for Billy Paultz and Magic Johnson. I don't know if Malone saw Matt. Malone with Kareem inside. Hayes gets the bucket. Feeding Nixon. He has Cooper on his right. And here's Cooper going in. Tries a stop shot, but Robert Reed stopped that play.
So that he didn't have a clear shot to dunk. He had to move the ball around a little bit.
Johnson's baseline shot, so Magic now. First half. Kareem trying to take it to Malone, and a foul inside. Jamal Wilkes, but his shot is off the mark. And here's Magic Johnson, 4-on-2 for the Lakers, and Wilkes gets it.
Defensive board.
And Magic finds Malone, but gets Kareem, who eggs that ball in. 10 seconds seconds to go now in the first half. Henderson, Dunleavy hits the bucket with 4 seconds to go.
The guys that come in are just supporters.
All right, Jamal Wilkes saves it, and there's a turnover charged to the Rockets as we start the third quarter. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell. That's what we were just talking about, scoring of the reserves in this game. Henderson, not known for his shooting, takes the shot, and Wilkes all over the court. Here come the Lakers. Henderson coming back to stop the break, but they can.
He does. He very rarely takes a bad shot because he knows what he can do and what he can't do. So he very rarely takes a bad shot.
A bad pass because Wilkes was anticipating the pass. Dunleavy, good one inside to Moses Malone. Nixon over Dunleavy. Magic gets the offensive board. Magic Johnson, we said he could be a power forward on
good defense
on the
by the
shot
Lakers.
clock. The Lakers are double-teaming Hayes, and Elvin manages to get it in from Mitch Kupchak to this point. 5-point lead for the Rockets. And Jamal Wilkes. Those might have gone in anyway. Dunleavy to Malone. Notice how they collapse around Malone, but they got to get out to the other guy fast. You can't leave a man unguarded.
That's a good play. Use a guy like Dunleavy Malone to give and go because you've got to play them both honest.
Dunleavy with 9 points. Wilkes, doesn't matter which side. Mitch has gotten off to a slow start in this game. You see Wilkes open a little bit more than usual. Magic Johnson.
Good shot, didn't go in for him.
Yeah, that's happened a lot early in the game. Malone stuffs it through.
Field lanes as much looking for the pass as they do with Kareem shooting.
There's that sky hook. And if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's sky hook becomes a factor, now with 5:35 remaining third quarter. Hayes versus Kupchak. And the Big E hits again. Driving inside. Henderson. Dunleavy. Malone. They weren't that right.
To have guys that play roles, specific roles. And that's a prime example.
And Murphy is going after Norm Nixon. And he may be 5'9", but no one ever questioned his strength because he's been in the ring, so to speak, before.
Let's see what caused this.
There's number 10, Norm Nixon. A push. Boy, Murphy means business, boy, when he...
Where most basketball players can't fight.
I think he can, though, Kate.
But he can.
Yep. They've called a double foul, and they've taken Murphy and Norm Nixon out of the game. I don't see what Nixon did here, in all due respect, except try to defend himself against a pretty good fighter, but Nixon is being escorted off, so Calvin Murphy has gotten into a scrap with Norm Nixon, and both are gone. That should upset the apple cart for the Lakers, who really depend on their starter. Crowd naturally isn't enthralled with that one as Jamal Wilkes. Hayes got away from Kupchak, and Kareem is called for goaltending. Score the goal for Elvin Hayes, who has 11 points, and Magic Johnson doesn't understand. And I think this Houston-LA rivalry is coming to the fore more than ever in this opener. Into Kareem. Kareem may be aroused right now, and when he gets aroused, he's tough. Is what Paul Westhead calls him. Basket does not count by Kareem. Fading forwards and centers. We got a lot of muscle to Magic, deflected by Paul, taken down by Henderson, and at the other end is Malone. Moses Malone finished second in scoring in the league. And here's Pulse over the top. 1 point Houston lead, 72-67, 2:40 to go. Inside they go to Moses Malone. Moses Malone has had Kareem's number. Malone leaves his feet and commits the foul on Magic.
The Lakers will throw the ball away much more. That you will throw the ball more with a missed shot.
Johnson going baseline on Calvin Garrett, who now picks up Kareem on a switch. Pulse on the switch to Kareem, but they can't do a thing about it. Reed will inbound. That's been a problem for the Lakers to sustain it, right? Here's Landsberger picking up the loose ball. Reed is chasing Cooper. Michael Cooper, who is Bill Salminer, swinging the ball, loop it to Malone. 4-man on Moses Malone, and he scores anyway. Calvin Garrett on Johnson. Kareem with Pulse. Kupchak. 40 seconds to go in the period. The Rockets knocking them out in the mini-series. Houston saying it wasn't a fluke as Henderson.
Outstanding move by Henderson. They didn't expect that. Dimension they have.
Kupchak finally scored. Number 30, Reed 50. Bad pass by Calvin Garrett, and the Lakers can take the lead. Last time they had it was in the early moments of the game at 6-4. And Michael Cooper and Malone, they have to get back in this game quicker than Del Harris anticipated. Level hits the jump shot. The pace all the way, haven't they, Russ?
And that's why the shots fall. When you have control of it.
Is it taken over the lead by a point? And now the Rockets are up by 7, have the ball again, and this is one of their great opportunities. It's blocked. Michael Cooper.
Great defensive play.
And Level congratulated Cooper for it. He recognized him. And this time it's Cooper. Wilkes getting by Level. And Jamal Wilkes. Garrett coming around. Malone setting a high screen inside to Elvin Hayes. Gets another chance and makes good on it. So the tough muscle of Malone.
Now what?
3 seconds. 3 seconds.
Kareem.
Goes. Shooter's bounce.
Out. They miss a fleet guard who can shoot. Malone on the offensive rebound. Kareem inside. And a foul called before the shot. Getting the ball in as soon as the offense is ready. 4 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter. Cooper almost a steal there. Henderson to Calvin Garrett, the shooter. And Houston control. And the Lakers get it back. Cooper inside. Kareem. No basket. Henderson followed by Johnson. Kareem got a piece of the ball and Landsberger. They go back to Magic. Magic drives the loop. And the Lakers are closer as we wind down to 3 minutes. Go inside to Elvin Hayes. And Kareem does quite a job defensively. And here come the Lakers. And Henderson tried to force a charge, and he's called for the block. And a good call by Jack Madden. Of course, he's in the dressing room. He has 21 points and a new clock. Getting down to 2 minutes. And now we have 2 minutes to go, fourth quarter. As Kareem brings the Lakers to within 2. On the shot clock, Dunleavy, Hayes, and a foul. Precise. 7 seconds, 6 seconds on the clock, and a foul. No foul. It was deflected. And Malone and Kareem start to go at each other. We have had some flare tempers in this one, and it's just the first game of an 82-game schedule for both clubs. That's been apparent here. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Dunleavy trying to get free. He loses the ball as the 24-second clock expires.
McKenna trying to shoot a three-point play.
Ready? Go!
Kevin McKenna, fourth-round draft choice from Creighton. Kareem back to Magic, and Magic going for 3. No good, and it's knocked away. Loose ball with 15 seconds, and Johnson has it, and he throws up a prayer. And he good. Magic Johnson throws up a prayer to tie it up, and look at him. Timeout with 11 seconds to go, and I don't even think he looked at the basket. All right, 11 seconds to go. The main thing Del Harris told his team is don't foul, we can go into overtime.
And don't throw the ball away.
Neither team can afford a foul. They're both in the penalty. Crowd yelling defense. Henderson puts it up. No good. 3 seconds to go, and the Lakers have it. And that's it. The Lakers had no timeouts. Magic did the only thing he could do, and we're going into OT. Malone jumping with Kareem. Hayes, Dunleavy, Calvin Garrett, and Tom Henderson. Lakers lost their last 2 preseason games in overtime, and you saw the foul situation. Kareem highs it up. Lakers trying to capitalize, and Kareem draws the foul. It's the free throw line. He's 10 for 15 right now. 2:25 to go in the overtime. Kupchak committed the foul. Double team on Hayes. Dunleavy fires away. Malone and Kupchak on the other side. Dunleavy again. 2 in a row for Mike Dunleavy, who hit the big bucket. Johnson. Kareem. Wilkes. Basket. Counts and a foul. Kareem sends it out again. Johnson. 4 seconds on the shot clock. It'll be Michael Cooper. He hit.
Oh, was the third option.
Malone has only 2 points since the third quarter. He has 34 in the game. 16 seconds on the clock. 26 in the game clock. Dunleavy forces a shot, but it goes in. A tough baseline shot by Dunleavy, who was double teamed, and the Lakers use their last timeout. Magic. Now less than 10. He wants Wilkes to clear it out. Wilkes all alone. This is the shot, and we go into double overtime. They seem to work the play well, Bill, but it just didn't go through the hoop. Getting ready for the second overtime session, tied at 104. Keep in mind, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 5 personal fouls, and he played swinging around. Well, he made that midcourt. There's Cooper with a steal. Rockets are back on defense. Gambling for the steal is Reed, and Magic Johnson goes up, misses, and Kupchak gets the bucket and a foul.
The foul on somewhere, either offensive defense.
Under 3 minutes, a 3-point lead for the Lakers. This becomes an important sequence for Houston. And Henderson hits the shot. Harris and Westhead looking on. Here comes the break. And Henderson, since he's come in, has hit 2 buckets. Second team foul on the Rockets. You're in the penalty with 3 in overtime periods. Less than 2 minutes to go in the second overtime. Kareem muscles in. And the Lakers are up by 1. Reed outside. Wilkes trying to stay with him, and the foul. 2 from the line in this game. That's what Reed faces as he put.
Watch the middle.
Kareem. He'll go to the line. The Rockets have improved with Hayes. That's evident. The main protagonist in this game missed the free throw, and Magic extended excitement in the season's opener on CBS. Robert Reed working against Wilkes. They bump, and a foul against Wilkes, and Reed will go to the line with 44 seconds to go. Reed misses the first free throw, none since the third quarter. Magic controlling. Kareem with pulse on him. They blow the whistle. Time. LA by 1. And we have a Laker lead of 1 with 33 seconds to go in the second overtime. Henderson has scored 4 points in the second overtime. Dunleavy, he can shoot. Mike driving to the hoop with a runner. It's short. And Johnson has it with 19 seconds to go. And the Lakers don't have to put it up. Magic checks the clock. And do I call time? And he finally decides to. Jamal Wilkes will inbound it. Kareem loses it out of bounds, and Houston has it. A big break for the Rockets. And Harris, the coaches. 9 seconds. You watch the clock. It's 112-111 Lakers. This could be Houston's big chance. Malone inside. Triple team. He gets the bucket. With 1 second to go. 1 second to go. And Moses Malone, triple team, gets the bucket. And now the Lakers will try it one more time, but not this time. And the Houston Rockets have continued their whammy on the Lakers as the Rockets mob their hero, Moses Malone.